All right, Devil Horn salute. Let's test the gear. Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta. Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Zips in the wire. Zips in the wire. Need an 8-pound strike on that village there. Screaming eagles. Oh, there's a lot of derogatory terms. It's okay, airborne troopers. Puking buzzards. Yeah. Oh, the Vietnamese call them the chicken men. They never saw eagles before. The 100 and worst. But all due respect to the 101st Airborne, they have a tradition. They're proud. Now, it was kind of when they first showed up in Vietnam, they kind of got off of that junk as an airborne unit and went more like an air mobile, air assault type thing with the new helicopter thing. Right now, it's not a true airborne unit like it was during World War II. Now, there are still guys who will go jump, get their silver wings, go into the unit. There are actual paratroopers in the unit, but it's not considered a jump unit, say like the 82nd Airborne or a Ranger Battalion. Get what I'm trying to say? It's more of an assault thing. And then by the time I got in, it was I think they called it TRADOC. It was a rapid deployment thing. So get back into a little history here. Let me juke and jive this here. I'm bootlegging this shit, and glad to entertain you. Happy Thanksgiving's coming up. I'm working on 7,000 quality videos. We're getting in there. I'm up to damn near 6,983. I'm close to 900 subscribers. I'm working towards that 1,000 before YouTube pulls my channel. Enough of my bullshit, airborne troopers. Happy holidays, guys. Let's be some puking buzzards. The 100 and worst. I will have to speed read this.
Skies over Vietnam come the Screaming Eagles, the heroic paratroopers of the 101st Airborne Division. Their fabled exploits during World War II can never be forgotten. In December 1944, outnumbered and surrounded by the Germans at Bastogne, the men of the 101st courageously fought on. When the Germans ordered them to surrender or be annihilated, their acting commander, Brigadier General Anthony McCarthy, gave the historic reply.
Nuts.
And they stood until the Germans were defeated. It is in this same tradition that the men of the Screaming Eagles 1st Brigade today serve on the jungle battlefront of Vietnam. On a warm spring day in 1965, several Army aviation companies arrive in Vietnam aboard the carrier USS Iwo Jima. It is these airmen, along with helicopter crews from other aviation companies. The men of the 101st are to be processed for movement.
Welcome to Vietnam. You're processing in. You're going to get shipped off to your units. Looking for volunteers for recon and snipers. Recon, snipers, anybody there? Just check it.
Now is to create the helicopter bases from which U.S. Army
Here's the first
can be flown into combat.
First troopers from the 101st in Vietnam here.
Now they make ready. In the next 90 days, before the airborne infantry arrives, these men will do a man-sized job. On the 29th of July, 1965, the 1st Brigade of the 101st Airborne Division arrives at Cam Ranh Bay.
Off the boat we go.
The Brigades are sent northward on their first combat operation. As they sail for Quy Nhon, 130 miles up the coast. It is mid-August, and the brigade hasn't yet had time to establish its permanent home base in Vietnam. At Bae Mang Pass, overlooking An Khe, the landings begin. After months of special training at Fort Campbell, Kentucky, this is it. The moment every man...
I always liked those M79 blue tubes.
The main force battalion has been reported in the area, and the airborne infantrymen expect instant contact. And some of these airborne fighting men will die, but the job, for this time, will be done. From An Khe and the Central Highlands, the brigade moves 170 miles to the coastal town of Phan Rang. This is to be their permanent camp, as soon as it can be built. Though weary from their campaign, pleased with their performance at An Khe, and congratulates them on a job well done. Even as he... But the Viet Cong have been seizing the harvest and collecting unbearable taxes from the frightened farmers. Now come the Screaming Eagles to protect the rice harvest and stop the Viet Cong.
That's right, protect that rice harvest.
Operation Van Buren. The orders read, search out the enemy in the Tuy Hoa sector and destroy him. This assignment will be tedious. The VC desert their dwellings and avoid confrontation with the Americans. Yet the district is infested with an enemy who makes night raids and continues to molest the farmers. The search goes on. Across the broad reaches of Phu Yen province, the Viet Cong are pursued. For the most part, they evade capture and withdraw to disappear in hidden underground sanctuaries. In the wake of U.S. military operations, the enemy rice raids diminish. But the VC themselves mingle with the local people and often are bypassed, attacking our units from the rear at night. On 8 February, the Deputy Commander of the U.S. Military Assistance Command, Vietnam, Lieutenant General John Heynckes, comes to Tuy Hoa to personally advise the men of the brigade gain control of the Tuy Hoa region. Now operating in small units, they kill 516 hardcore Viet Cong troops between February and April. The Screaming Eagles meet the 141st Regiment of the North Vietnamese Army. For a while, the fighting is intense. The 502nd Airborne Infantry takes a number of casualties. It takes 6 days, from the 14th to the 20th of May, for the U.S. paratroopers to drive the North Vietnamese...
Oh, I hate when that happens. Pretty bad when the artillery guys are getting down.
Out there, the enemy is creeping in. He will try to overrun the American positions. The waiting is agony. Then the enemy makes his move. This is it. Live or die. In the forefront, General Pearson, the boss, here in hell. Weapons, not ours, have been silenced. Throughout the oppressive days and nights of June 1966, Operation Hawthorne continues. In the violent conflict which rages in Kontum province, the Screaming Eagles repeatedly beat back prize troop units of the North Vietnamese Army. Supported by helicopter gunships, heliborne assault troops clean out the operational zone within 6 weeks. By early September 1966, they have secured Vung Ro Bay and 239 killed and 42 captured. And the Screaming Eagles are moved to the north in a record 48 hours by the U.S. Air Force. Legion of Merit on the uniform of their departing commander.
All right, guys, just early history here. The 101st one that got to Vietnam, obviously 1965, 66, that first year in country. So horn salute, happy Thanksgiving, happy holidays. Be safe out there shopping, especially on Black Friday. Tell a vet thank you. Thank you for all you've done. It doesn't matter what you've done, who you are, when you serve, just thank a vet and all that. Happy holidays. Hit that like and subscribe to use all the help I can get. Thanks for the views, guys. I appreciate it.